So we already have a sequence over here, but I want to start a new one. There's two ways we can start a sequence from a clip. We can either drag that clip over to a blank area. Right now it's not blank. I could exit out this and make it blank. Or you can also, on any video clip in your project area, when you right click on it, there's an option for new sequence from clip. So that's another way of doing it. So I'm going to take advantage of that right now. I'm going to hit new sequence from clip.
Wait, can you say you did that again?
I sure can. So I'm in my montage folder here. I'm just going to right click on the first sequence. The first clip. It doesn't matter which one. Right click, and in the middle there's a new sequence from clip. It creates a new sequence. Again, it retains the name of the clip I copied it from. So I'm going to rename that to montage. And you'll notice, because I did that, it also automatically puts that whole clip into the sequence. Now, I don't actually want that clip there. I just use it to make the sequence with, so I can go in here, highlight it, and delete it, and get rid of it. Now, I am missing one clip from my sequence. I do not have my first pan left to right of sunset or sunrise. But I'm the professor. I'm allowed to do what I want. And I use toys to record this with, which is fun. So I'm going to start off. Which one's more in focus? Again, find the clip I want to use. Actually, that one stays in better focus. So I'm going to find the start of where I want to go. Yes?
Why won't when you do like a new sequence, like it doesn't have the option? Like it only has like 16.
Why does it go to there?
Oh, because those are. Really? Oh, because you're not in your project folder. You're in the media browser.
Oh, so if you're here.
Yeah, it's from there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not from your browser, but
From your project folder.
okay.
Right there. Yep. Yeah, you had gone back into the media because it's already import. It has to be imported already, and you already have it imported. So. All right. So again, I'm going to find where I want to start. Another helpful thing to know about, by the way. Again, you can use your spacebar to start and stop video clips, but also if you look at the J, K, and L keys in your keyboard, if you hit L, it'll start playing it. If I hit L again, it speeds it up. It speeds it up. It speeds it up. Or if I hit J, it starts slowing it down or going backwards. And then K will stop it. So it's another nice way to find that area you want. I use it a lot when I want to get through video really fast. I use it. You know, if I'm trying to skim through like 30 minutes of video and I'm just looking for a certain spot, hit the L button a couple times, skim through it faster. It's a very nice feature. So I'm going to start here. Here's my little input. Let it play. I'm not going to be rough about where my edit points are yet. I'll say that's my out. And now I can drag it down. I'm going to show you another way to get it down to the timeline. You see there's also these buttons right here. I have an insert button and an overwrite button, which also have corresponding shortcut keys, the comma or the period. What that will do is if I do insert, wherever my playhead is on the track, if it was over another video clip, it would actually move that clip over and insert the new clip right in between the two. Or if I had the overwrite selected, it would just literally overwrite whatever was selected and put it there. So it would copy it over. Of course, if there's nothing there, it'll just go in without doing anything. It's all about finding what makes it more efficient for how you want to work. So your first clip, again, should be the panning left to right of sunset or sunrise. I'm skipping that one for right now and doing this one. I meant to steal a clip from YouTube, but I didn't get there yet this morning. Here's my next clip of the subject entering left to right through the frame. So there's right? So there's my spot right there. In, all the way to the out. Insert. So right now I'm basically just assembling. I'm just going through real quick, finding the spots I want, and assembling them onto my timeline. Here's my tracking shot. Go, Percy, go. This is from the show Thomas and Friends, by the way. This is Percy. He pulls the mail. And the close-up shot was kind of challenging. One, because my lens wouldn't let me get that close, and two, my son came in and decided he wanted to play with Percy instead. So I'm just going to do a static shot of a close-up. That works. And then lastly, the worm's eye view. Now you'll notice my worm's eye view has a special surprise at the end. Wait. Damn these trucks. And the dinosaur attacks. Okay. And my other son is crying in the background. So again, for this particular project, we're not going to use the actual audio from it. We're going to be putting music in on top of it. But I just did a quick assembly of all the shots just to get them on my timeline so you can kind of see how they flow together. This shot's kind of long. Of course, without music, everything seems long. And Percy moves slowly. Now, I'm actually... Guys, you have a question? Because I can answer it. Then please pay attention. I'm actually going to move around one shot, so I don't like where this close-up shot is, and it's a little too short. So I'm going to move it between these two clips. So to move this around, I can actually just pick it up. I'll move the audio clip with it. And I'm going to move it over to here. Then make some room for it. Like I said, it's a little shorter than the rest. You can even see, if you look on my timeline, you know, if you're talking about pacing, and it's good to keep your pacing consistent, decent shot, decent, short, long, long. So I have 4 long shots and a short shot. So you really need to make this one a little longer. So I'm just going to extend it out. And now I need to make room for it to fit, because right now it's going to overlap and you're not going to see the clip that's underneath it. I'll mute that too. Okay. So I'm going to move, I want to move these two over to the right. So a couple ways you can do this. I can click and draw a box around these two clips, and then I can move them together, which is nice. However, imagine I had 100 other clips after this. It'd be hard to draw a box around a whole 100 clips because that'd be a lot of zooming out and making sure I got everything. Right here, see this little tool that has an arrow with a dotted line for a box? If I click that, I bring it down. When I click on that, if I click it over here, it selects everything. It's basically, it's saying everything to the right of these arrows will be selected. So I go over here, it selects everything to the right of those arrows. Now, say I only want, if I do this though, it's going to select everything. Now if I only want to do one track, if I hold down the shift key and do it, you see I have 2 arrows. If I hold shift, it goes to 1 arrow. Now it's only going to do the track that I'm on and those. And now I can move these together and they're now reassembled. Now you might have noticed as you're moving stuff around, as your clips get close to another clip, they kind of snap into place. So that's because snapping is currently turned on. So here underneath the little clock, the second icon is a magnet, and that's the snap tool. So if that's turned on, it's very helpful. Your clips snap to each other, snap to the the playhead. Sometimes you want that off because you want to make a really fine-tuned adjustment. You can turn that off and then it won't snap. It'll let you overlap a little bit and get a little bit more precise if you need that. So just be aware that that's there. It is a helpful tool to have on. So again, here's my basic edit with no sound. And you'll notice a lot of times these montages without music are rather kind of dull. There's not much happening here. So I'm going to take the same music I had before, my happiness music. Seems so sad. Wow, that's great music for that. Let's find different music. I should have something else in this hard drive. Oh, I know where I have music. Dropbox. Where's my Dropbox? Dropbox. In a folder called Music. Is there anything upbeat on me? Oh, that's the same one. You know what? No. I'm going to go back to my hard drive. And normally, I would say don't use this because it has copyrights, but what do we have? Oh, I hate Fleetwood Mac. No, I'll go with Billy Joel. So copy, go back to my folder, paste, drag it over, delete this audio file, put this audio file in, trim off the beginning because there's silence in the beginning.
She's got a way about her. I don't know what it is, but I know that I can't live without her. She's got
This is maybe the best thing I've ever made. Oh, jeez.
But there doesn't have to.
You should do that song instead.
But I don't have that on my hard drive right now.
That's like so depressing. Oh my god.
Wow. I don't know how I feel about that.
You should put that on your website.
Alright. We need to find an something upbeat.
I have a question.
Yes.
When I try to upload, put my video clips into the Premiere Pro, it says that my clip sequence doesn't match the clip settings.
Okay, so hold on a second. I'm just going to cheat and go to my music. Bless you. I'll use that. Okay. Download it right into my folder. hang on one second. That's what I was gonna say. So you can see, just changing the music changes the feeling of the clip itself. We had Billy Joel. It seemed really depressing. You had some generic upbeat rock and roll. Doesn't seem quite so sad anymore. You know, actually sounds like he's gonna triumph for the day. He's just really slow. I don't know why. What was your question?
For the montage, do we have to like cut it like we do with the stairs, or do you want them like one at like?
So, great question. So I'll talk about that. First, I want to figure out what Kirsten's problem is over here. Then I'll answer that question. So, how did you create your sequence to start with?
Okay. So
So,
I thought
say keep existing settings. So it could just be that because you recorded on 2 different days, probably. So what happened with hers is she dragged a file in and said the file is different than the sequence that you're dragging into. Do you want to keep or change the settings? So that's where, again, when you create this sequence from the video itself, it'll be the right settings. Even if it's off slightly, it might still look right. There are times where I create a sequence and I'm bringing other file types in that were created slightly differently. I still want to keep the setting I made because I don't want to change it. You might know. If you create that video sequence, then the first thing you bring in is a photo. It's going to say, oh, it's different. Do you want to keep or change it? You'll notice that the highlighted selection is the keep settings because usually it knows that if you created it, you probably want it the way it is. So now how to edit this down. I just kind of, again, in the assembly phase, I threw stuff on here just so I had it down. Again, just like I did with the stairs, once I bring the music in, I'm actually going to go back to Billy Joel because I think it's funny. I want to, again, make my cuts to the beat of the music. I don't want them just to be arbitrary. So as I listen, go Percy, go. So I want my first cut to be like right here.
She's got a way about her. I don't know what it is, but I know that I can't live without her. But I can't live without her.
Oh, I don't have no long enough piece. Hold on. Oops.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, it's a long close-up.
I know that I can't live without her.
Oh, I want to cut there anyways.
Live without her. She's got a way of pleasing. I don't know what it is, but there doesn't have to be a reason.
And that's that. So again, all I did was looking for those where the beats are, cutting on those. Bless you. And what that does when you're creating a montage and you're cutting to the beat of the music, by default, now all of your clips are going to be exactly the same length. And it'll create it so you have a nicely paced sequence. Now sometimes, when I'm doing this on a longer montage, this is only 30 seconds, maybe you're doing 2 or 3 minutes, you might get some that are only for one phrase of the music, some that are 2 phrases, some that are 4 phrases. The lengths are not always going to be consistent, but you're still matching the cuts on the beats of the music. So you'll have them go, and they will still cut on those beats. But then, like we watched the video last week, sometimes you also, or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, some people just automatically cut. Every single frame is exactly the same time length, and regardless of what's happening or what the music is. It is a style, and it's also a story-driven decision. You do it based on what the story dictates it needs to be. You don't just do it because you feel like doing it. you find out a reason and stick to it. So once I get everything on there, I have it all assembled. I want to show you a couple other things on this. Now, I did not bring any extra lighting in like I should have, so it's kind of dark. I had my ISO up pretty high on this. I still want to make it a little bit brighter. I want to adjust the image. So I'm going to show you. So hang on, don't do anything right now for a moment. Let me show you a couple little tricks as far as adjusting the image appearance itself. So on the top here, if I go to the color tab, it's going to change my window a little bit. And I now have a new toolbar on the side. So this will, whatever frame, whatever clip my playhead is on, that's the one I'm currently changing. And you can see now I have the ability, there is a white balance selector. So if my white balance was a little off, I can try to re-white balance here. Or adjust the color temperature, maybe make it warmer or cooler. Adjust the tint of the video. So if it was a little off when you record it, you can change it. Or sometimes you use that to actually change the mode that you want to do. You want to change the mood itself, so you want to add tint to it. I could also adjust the exposure, so if I want to make it a little bit brighter, maybe a little more contrasty or less contrasty. You know, just like in Photoshop or in Lightroom, I can adjust the highlights, the shadows, so I want to make the shadows darker or brighter. Sometimes I'll cheat and hit the auto button, sees what it wants to do, and I go, ugh, I don't like that at all. Again, adjust the saturation, make it black and white. Oh, that'd be super depressing now. You can always hit the reset button and get back to where you started. And there's other things down here as far as fine-tuning different parts of it. There's even some look presets that you can choose from. So this has built into it, certain film cameras have certain looks that were part of it. So you can apply that look right to your film if you wanted to. Adjust your color curves and your wheels. So this gets a little bit more fine-tuned. Whoa, I went way green on that. Adjust my midtones to be a certain area. Some of this stuff I'm not going to get super into, but oh, denoiser is nice. Oh, that went too far. So you can try to get rid of some of the noise if it's in there. Vignetting's fun. Okay, now make it like really sad. We'll do a little dream sequence with the vignetting. I'll actually put those back together. I mean, the basic one right here is where I spend most of my time to touch things up. And once you do these adjustments, you don't have to go to every single clip to make it. Say you have a series of clips, they're all shot in the same location, and you want to apply that same thing. If I create an effects, any kind of effect or adjustment on a clip, and I want that to apply to more than one clip, I can very simply, on this clip, I'm going to right click, I'm going to choose copy. And then on another clip or on all the clips, say I want to do all of them, or I can just do one, I'm going to right click on those, I'm going to paste attributes. And what that does is under it, now there's only one attribute to paste right now, which is the color affecting we just did. It could be motion, it could be size, it could be text, it could be other things. If I hit OK, it now applies that same effect to all of them so they stay consistent. So if I apply a video effect that I want to be on all of them, I can just do that by copying it from one and pasting it to the rest. The other thing I want to show you as well, because I think you should start, maybe put some of this in here as well, is text. So creating a title, they've actually kind of reformatted how this works in Premiere in the last year. Is it used to be you go to graphics and you create a new text, a new title from there. They don't do that anymore. I can actually just select this. See this little type tool right here in the tool area? In fact, there's a whole graphics layout. So I'm going to go to the graphics layout. select my type tool, and I can go anywhere. I'm going to put it right here. Say Montage. And there it is. I've now put words in there, and I can move this around. You can, over here, change the font that it is, change the font size, make it bigger or smaller. If you need to adjust it, you double click into it, and you can retype in there. Oops, it's made a new layer by accident. Now, one thing you'll notice, when I went to the graphics area, you see these two boxes that appear around my video frame now? These are your title and action safe area. So the outer one is called action safe. So by rule, anything that you want to appear on screen needs to be within this action safe. I believe I mentioned it last week or 2 weeks ago that some video monitors and TVs and such cut off a little bit with the bezel, so you don't always see the full image. So that's why you want to make sure you're within the action safe of the important things. And then the inner one is your title safe area. So all graphics and fonts, text need to be within that area. That's where you need to have all of them. And now, when I start typing, if you look down at my sequence here, you'll see there's a new thing appeared, and that's my type right there. Basically, wherever I was at the time with my playhead, when I hit that type tool, is where it automatically puts it on the timeline. Now I can move it, just not stuck to where it is, and it's just like another video file. So right now it's just popping on, popping off. But I can also, because it acts like a video file itself, I could come into my video transitions. Very simply, I could add dissolves. Oops. Make a dissolve on and dissolve off. Okay, let's have a little fun with it. We'll go 3D motion. Make a cube spin in. We'll flip over for the out. I don't know why. Oh no, don't want to do flip over. I'll have a cube spin out. See you later. So you can very easily add titles to your thing. So things like your knock knock joke was had actors in it, you're going to want to start putting credits into it, you know, saying who the actors are.
She's gone away.
It's just so sad. Go back to my editing tab here. I do want to point out one thing. I've been doing something without telling you what it is. So I showed you how to zoom in and out on your sequence. Say I'm going to zoom all the way out here. Actually, I'm going to zoom all the way in. There's another way that you can always, if you're zoomed in on your timeline and you need to zoom out so you see the whole thing, if you hit the backspace key, the backslash key, which is the one right above the return key, it'll automatically shrink your timeline to fit within the view of the screen. So no matter how long it is, it'll always get it to be that size and fit within there so you can see the entire sequence. And then if I hit it again, it'll put me right back to where I was. So if I want to zoom in and out real quick, that's an easy way to do it so you can see everything. Any questions on the montage so far? Yes?
I don't have like the little text T on my.
Yeah, I don't either.
Oh no, seriously?
It's up top. It says title up top.
Oh, thing to be updated. Alright, so if yours says title, you go to new title, you do your usual title stuff in there. It works a little differently. I don't know why that's weird that's there. Because it should be on, it doesn't have a graphics tab.
I don't know.
No, it just says title up top.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird because I just want to update it. Where'd you update it? this? Wait, 27. Oh, all right. So that's my fault. I didn't even think about that. The reason why, and this is easy to fix, is just closing and opening up a different program. I honestly just forgot about it. Oh, this one only has 2018 on it. So if you are on a program and you only see the titles window menu item and you don't see a graphics option, it's because you have a 2017 version open and not 2018. Both versions are on each of the machines. So you could close this out, go to applications, open up the new one, and do it from there, and use the same program as your same sequence. One thing to know is that you can always take a project and upgrade it to a new one, a new version of the program, but you can't take that newer version and bring it to an older version of the program. So you can't take something like, I created this in 2018, I cannot then open it in 2017 version of the program. It'll only work in the 2018 program. Now, with that said, all of our computers have 2018 on them, so it wouldn't be an issue within the editing rooms or the labs. And for that reason, in fact, I suggest when you do go to reopen your programs later, instead of opening the application first, actually go into your hard drive and open your project file. And that way it'll automatically open into the correct version of Premiere instead of it coming out. Yes, Seth?
So we should just always use like 2018 then normally though?
I would recommend it. The only reason, because I did the upgrade in the middle of the semester last year to all the computers, and it has the option to keep the old version on. I just kept it on there in case people were working in a project and they needed certain things. I didn't upgrade all of them by default and delete the old version yet. So that's why there's both 2017 and 2018 on there. But, yes.
How would I now transfer this sequence to the
So all you have to do is open up the 2018 version and just navigate to it and open the project. So essentially, here I'll show you exactly what you have to do. I'll quit this, save. Make sure you save first. So when I go to open it, when I go open Premiere, wait for it. So, Sydney, when you get to this screen and you want to open up your old project, just hit Open Project, then navigate to it on your hard drive and open it from there. And when you do that, it's going to say that it was created in an older version, and it's going to prompt you to make a new copy of it. So it's going to be named the same thing with an _1 at the end.
Yeah.
And that way in your hard drive, you'll actually have two versions of the project, the original one and the new one with _1 at the end. It doesn't really affect anything, it just keeps that old version in there, so it doesn't erase the old one, it just makes a new one. Now you have everything, and now you have a graphics tab. Boom, you've just been upgraded. The other cool thing in the graphics tab, on the right here you see there's a bunch of folders and things. These are some preset templates that are there. So you have a basic lower third and basic title. There's some credits stuff in there. Go back. Sports package. Love how they just call it sports package. Titles, slates, social media. Ooh. Like, share. I could have made those on my own. Lower thirds are helpful though. So it has a bunch of stuff built into it, or you just make your own. All right, it's 11:30 now.